takeover.
I'm gonna show everyone that his defense is not as immaculable like they say it is. Everyone's gonna be cheering, roaring. The crowd's gonna go bazooka. My job is to show the world that can't nobody beat me.
For Teofimo Lopez, boxing has always been more than just physical. It's all mentality. Every punch and exchange is a test of focus and preparation, and he is locked in.
Like, boxing is pretty much all mentality. It's all mental. Are you mentally prepared with the audience? Are you mentally gonna be prepared with the certain punch selection? There's things that I have to maintain as well. Those are things that I have to work on within myself. It's a muscle. Think of it like condiments, right? You got your ketchup, you got your mustard, you got all these type of condiments, but you don't know if you like it or not unless you try it. And I think the same thing applies when it comes to getting prepared for certain things like this.
Teofimo Lopez was transformed as a fighter from many struggles, tough training, and endless sparring. Therefore, he prepares not only for the physical battle ahead, but also for the mental clash of tactics that is a defining thing for every successful fighter.
Coming to terms with not caring with Shakur and what he's thinking about with me. And you know, the craziest part of it all is that people say I perform best when people underestimate me. Although partially it could be true, I think that I've just always had it in me. I guess it's just spurts of when I believe it and when I don't. God willing, you know, with time I could rewrite that narrative about myself. Shakur is stepping up because he got nobody else to go after. He's stepping up to try to prove a point. You know, his big bro, aka Terrence Bud Crawford, you know, put a huge upset and made a historical moment in time for the sport of boxing and changed it by beating Canelo Alvarez to become the undisputed super middleweight world champion.
As 28 years old, Lopez has learned to accept those moments of self-doubt and be strengthened from those vulnerabilities and experiences. Lopez respects Stevenson and the skill and reputation he has as a successful fighter and very dangerous opponent. However, Lopez continues to believe strongly that he can find and exploit any weaknesses Stevenson possesses.
And I make it look pretty. And it's gonna be much prettier when I see him laid out flat. Boxing is the pinnacle of surprises. Boxing has that one punch changes the whole fight. You know, they could have a game plan, but like Mike Tyson once said, you know, everyone has a game plan until they get punched in the face. So we'll just see. So I'm excited. I think the fight fans and everyone around the world of boxing should tune in on this.
In breaking down the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez fight, American former professional boxer Antonio Tarver stresses that it will be a classic match between contrasting styles. Stevenson will be the heavy favorite due to his blistering hand speed, excellent jab, and ability to defend himself with experience and skill.
I think this is a fight where, you know, two young men are meeting, and I think you can say they're in their prime. And you know, we don't get this a lot in boxing. You know what I'm saying? But it reminds me of a Trinidad De La Hoya like sort of fight. And when I look at the styles and how each one of these fighters can really win, you know, I think both of these fighters are going to have to fight their fight. You know, if you see Shakur controlling the distance, giving him angles, keeping that fight sort of in the middle, you gotta favor Shakur.
Tarver believes Lopez must do something extraordinary, like land an earth-shattering punch or stop Stevenson, to have any shot at winning this fight, since outboxing Stevenson on a round-to-round basis is not going to happen. Likewise, Lopez will rely on being aggressive, throwing lots of combinations and taking calculated risks in order to win this match. The winner is likely to enter the conversation of being a pound-for-pound challenger.
And what makes Teofimo, I believe, dangerous in this fight, he throws both hands in succession. You know, he's a combination type puncher, and that always serves well if you got a real slick defensive fighter in there. You know, if Shakur can show us a little bit of that, what he had in his last fight, a lot of that work in the center of the ring, it's going to be an exciting fight. I think you got to favor the guy who's in the best condition, not only physically, but mentally. I think, you know, these guys are going to have to lock in, and they can't let, you know, that intricate, you know, you got to have your personal life in order. You know what I'm saying? Leading up to a fight this big, You know what I mean? That's going to be the key for both of these guys.
However, renowned boxer Lamont Roach notes Shakur Stevenson possesses the advantage in this matchup, which they characterize as two highly skilled boxers. His methodical style and high boxing IQ will frustrate Lopez and dominate the pace of the fight. Despite Lopez's talent, he can often be inconsistent, making mental errors and being inconsistent against pure boxers. For instance, regarding Stevenson, Lomont has the opinion that Lopez's normal style of being aggressive or trying to rush the opponent will not be successful in this matchup and anticipates that a skill-based contest would favor Stevenson.
He a little cuckoo too, like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while.
So who do you think wins that fight between him and Teofimo Lopez if they fight?
I think Shakur wins. And I don't think it's gonna be like a super tough fight either. His IQ will frustrate him. When you look at Teo's performances against guys that are just pure boxers, it's just like he almost lost to Sandor Martin. Some people thought he lost to Sandor Martin.
He did beat Loma, who's arguably at the time considered one of the best in the world.
He did, and that was a hell of a performance too.
Lamont Roach views Teofimo as a very skilled and agile boxer. However, he also has some inconsistencies and is often affected by mind games. He will perform well against a skilled boxer, but may not be able to adapt when going up against someone who has a higher level of intelligence in boxing. So when Teofimo faces off against someone like Shakur Stevenson, it is likely that his aggressive fight style will result in a loss.
Will frustrate him.
Don't you think Teo has also good ring IQ and also is slick, fast?
I think explosive? So, but when you look at Teo's performances against guys that are just pure boxers, it's just like he almost lost to Sandor Martin. Some people thought he lost to Sandor Martin.
He did beat Loma, who's arguably at the time considered one of the best in the world.
He did, and that was a hell of a performance too. A hell of a performance too. So yeah, I mean, I think he's hit or miss. You got to think he got stuff. He a little cuckoo too. Like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win. And he won a grueling match against him as well. So I just, I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like, cause it's gonna be just a skill match. I don't think he's gonna try to rough Shakur up, and it's probably not gonna work.
Furthermore, two-time world champion Regis Prograis first carefully watches Teo's recent fights, and then he makes the prediction. He makes a point in all the fights that Teo has fought. He always struggles. So, predicting this fight as well, he did not see it running smoothly. He sees that victory is far from Teo.
Do you think he wins this comfortably, or do you think it'll be a close fight?
I think he wins it comfortably, yeah. I think he wins it comfortably. I think, Shakur, I think the thing is about Teo is very good athletically, but he's weak-minded. You can see in some fights he struggles. Teo does struggle. Now he does come up for big fights. Lomachenko, he came up. Josh Taylor, he came up. But a lot of fights, man, he struggles in. He does struggle on a whole lot of fights and stuff. Like, I think he looked good. Yeah, he looked good against Barboza. But like I said, for the most part, Teo does struggle.
According to Regis Prograis, based on his experience with the sport of boxing, Shakur Stevenson should win this fight. Prograis implies that there are going to be issues with the style of fighting for Lopez. Stevenson has an elite level of defense, and he knows how to use his timing and ring IQ to negate Lopez's explosive power, thereby making it hard for Teofimo to dictate the fight over 12 rounds.
And I think he struggles mentally with a lot of things. But I think with Shakur, Shakur's gonna break him. I think maybe the first two or three rounds, it might be a close fight. It might be close. It might be 2-1 or something like that. But then after that, I feel like Shakur is probably gonna start stepping up, and Teo's gonna try to hit him, and it's not gonna work. And then Shakur might start. The thing about Shakur is a very good, a real good counterpuncher, really sharp, real sharp with the counterpunch. He sneaks those punches in, and that's the ones that hurt the most when he just sneaking them in when you're not supposed to hit him. So I definitely feel like, I feel like Shakur is gonna beat him.
Meanwhile, Augie Sanchez, a former Olympic coach who trained Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson at the Olympic Training Center, said this matchup will be great due to both boxers' technical abilities. According to Sanchez, Shakur Stevenson has superior timing, accurate punches, excellent defense, and exceptional precision. However, Sanchez believes that Lopez's movement will pose challenges to Stevenson, but his ability to counterattack and ring IQ may prove decisive.
Yeah, I worked with Teofimo too when he was getting ready for Olympics.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, he was over there in Colorado Springs, also. Yeah, he was good. He was good also. I mean, working with Teofimo, good speed, good power, really fast. Good footwork, as you know. It's gonna be a good fight, man. I'm looking forward to that fight. It's just crazy because when they're in training camp in Colorado Springs, that they're kind of cool with each other and all this other stuff.
Adding fire to the hype, Showbiz. The adult explained that Teofimo Lopez talking about dealing dirty doesn't mean he will break the rules of boxing. What this actually means is Teofimo Lopez will fight with tactics that are legal for the sport of boxing, such as physicality, elbows, head position, pressure from inside, and attacking other legal target areas to break up a boxer's rhythm. When fighting against
Teofimo Lopez says that he's going to fight Shakur Stevenson dirty.
Stylistically, when you see a fighter like him, it is not illegal to do certain punches and throw certain punches or hit certain areas.
I heard that concept from an icon.
That's the credit on how masterful he is. You have to be dirty, you gotta be rough, you have to use the elbows, head, bend it up, you have to use everything. This guy, as far as his style is concerned, this guy is a master fighter.
A highly skilled fighter like Shakur Stevenson, he stated that a boxer may have to cause chaos to defeat that type of boxer. According to Showbiz the Adult, Teofimo Lopez believes that he would lose to Shakur Stevenson in a clean boxing match, so therefore to defeat Shakur, Teofimo would need to create an uncomfortable, ugly, and rough fight for Shakur to win.
And though Shakur Stevenson is no Floyd Mayweather, he is considered probably the most superior, technically sound boxer in the world. So with Teofimo Lopez saying, hey, I'm gonna do things that people may think is dirty, but it's legal. I can't fight in a very sound sportsmanship manner. I have to create chaos. And maybe Shakur Stevenson, maybe he can't operate in the chaos.
On the other hand, former world champion Jack Mosley weighed in on Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. He is a big fan of both fighters, but is leaning toward Shakur Stevenson. He explained that he feels this way due to Shakur Stevenson being a great technical boxer. Mosley said when he watched Shakur fight, he saw a lot of good skills in Shakur's boxing style.
I just had one last fight I wanted to pass to you, the Shakur Teofimo fight.
I love it. I just love the fight, but I don't know who's gonna win.
Teofimo Lopez.
Who's gonna fight?
Shakur Stevenson.
I'm going with Stevenson.
Why is that, Jack?
Because he's a hell of a boxer. He's bad. He reminds me of Shane. I met him when he was 6 or 7 years old. I met him. I said, man, that dude reminds me of Shane. Here he is, boxing around like Shane.
The beef between fighters is continuously increasing. Recently, Tim Bradley heavily criticized Teofimo Lopez as a fighter overall. He was explaining a specific tactic that could be considered illegal. The actual thing he worried about was kidney punches or body punches to the back when Shakur Stevenson fights him. Lopez will be badly hurt in the fight. He was warning that there might be something to watch out for, but calling Lopez unskilled or a poor fighter in general.
Yeah, Tim Desert Storm Bradley, you already know the rest. Hey, everybody's trying to figure out what this foul or, punch that's illegal or something from Teofimo Lopez. I'm hearing from headbutts to elbows and all kind of stuff. Man, nah, y'all want to know what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's basically a kidney shot. That's what he's talking about. Shakur goes up into that what do you call that? Floyd Mayweather type of defense. Yeah, the shoulder roll. Yeah, he turns his back. Yeah, that left hook to the liver. That's what Teofimo gonna be looking for.
Teofimo, in reply to those bad comments and criticism by Tim Bradley, said he does not believe in a Hall of Fame title for Tim. Teofimo has made clear that he believes Bradley is beneath him and dismissed all of Bradley's talk about him, adding that he does not care what Bradley's opinion is on any aspect of boxing at all, nor has he ever respected Bradley's status or contribution to the sport.
Andre Ward and Tim Bradley, which I don't even know how Tim Bradley's in the Hall of Fame. To be real, I don't understand that part. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Andre Ward could be what it is. All right, he finished undefeated, and he faced some tough, calibrated fighters. I don't think Bradley is a Hall of Famer. There's other guys, other fighters that definitely outdid his career and his resume.
Bradley, I believe, was in the Hall of Fame.
Maybe one guy, Juan Manuel Marquez. Okay, but Pacquiao beat him. Ain't no way he beat Pacquiao.
Shakur Stevenson will create a legacy through his fight, while Teofimo Lopez will be left with nothing but memories. Hall of Fame boxer Andre Ward stated that Stevenson is a master of creativity as an artist and athlete, and possesses high intelligence, extensive experiences, and the ability to effectively put them into action to win. In contrast, Teofimo is capable of being explosive and compelling. He is unable to generate or create opportunities to adjust and adapt as Stevenson can do consistently.
AO knows it's going to be a real fight. Shakur knows it's going to be a real fight. And I look at Shakur like a fighter who has a blank canvas. He's got the IQ, he got the experience, and the athleticism, and the skill set where he can paint any type of picture he wants to on a blank canvas. When I look at Teofimo Lopez, he's almost that. He has a blank canvas, but he needs an outline on what to draw and what to paint inside the line. Now, every now and again, he'll go away from the outline that he has and he'll do something dope, and you'll be like, "Ooh, that was cool. That wasn't on the outline right there." But I don't think that he can create on the fly like a Shakur Stevenson.
Adding on, renowned boxing name Gary Antoine Russell has sparred with both fighters before, believes that Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez will fight each other in a true 50-50 matchup, and he also mentions that Shakur has elite-level timing, defense, and ring intelligence. He feels Shakur can win if he boxes smartly and does not take any risks, but warns that Shakur cannot stay inside with Teofimo due to Teofimo's athleticism, power, angles, and his ability to create chaos inside the ring with his unique style.
I feel like that's what Shakur is doing. It's the smart thing to do. So if he beat Teofimo Lopez, which I feel like is a 50-50, but if he beat Teofimo Lopez, he would then have one of the straps. He don't have to stay there. He can move back down.
Gary also discussed Teofimo's commenting on his fighting style as being dirty but legal, and that is actually the way Teofimo uses his body, arms, and legs to disrupt Shakur's rhythm when he boxes. Gary expressed that Shakur will win if he exhibits discipline and makes counter shots against Teofimo, while Teofimo will win if he can exert controlled pressure and physically impose himself on Shakur throughout the entire fight, which could also arguably be viewed as one of the most technical yet unpredictable fights in the entire card.
Method of victory for Teofimo Lopez versus
Shakur.
Shakur.
If he beats him.
If he beats him, man, listen. He's gonna have to take it to him. He's gonna have to take it to him like this last guy that Shakur took it to him. When Shakur had the orange, what's that guy's name? Don't even remember the guy's name. Zapata.
Yeah,
thank you.
He made him fight, yeah.
Now Zapata made him fight. Now, granted, Shakur, honestly, he made a decision to sit there in the pocket.
However, boxer Robert Merriweather believes that the contest between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez will be very competitive, but Stevenson will likely win via decision. He said that the key will be which form of Teofimo shows up. If Teofimo fights intelligently and makes adjustments, he could be in the fight, but if he fights recklessly, then he will be dominated by Shakur's superior jab, better distance management, and superior defense.
Loud, always saying something crazy. It's just not this camp. So I wonder if that's more of a Teo is locked in, or is that like Teo is a little nervous. You can never tell. But Shakur, I know Shakur gonna come. He gonna come to fight. I know he gonna be ready. So that's the only thing I'm kind of 50-50 on is what kind of Teo is going to come out.
Merriweather said that Teofimo has had difficulties against boxers who possess pure skills and fight from a distance. Therefore, Teofimo needs to develop his own strategy based on timing and counterpunching rather than relying on his tremendous punching ability if he wants to win against Shakur. In the end, Merriweather believes that Stevenson is the safer bet. However, he believes that Teofimo is talented enough to pose a challenge to Stevenson.
That's going to be a close fight too. I can see that being 115, 113 the other way, but you just never know what kind of Teo is gonna come out for sure. But that's why I just gotta go with the safe pick and go Shakur. When you watch Shakur's not really much of a mover like that. He has great distance. The only time you've seen him move a lot was De Los Santos. And even then, I think they was talking about he was injured and stuff like that. But other than that, he's not really a mover. He's gonna keep his distance and jab somebody to death. So
training for Shakur Stevenson has control and dominance in the fighting arena. It also develops precision and discipline. Each training session is a way to build on control for dictating the pace of the fight by using techniques such as slipping away after throwing a punch, creating space using lateral movement, or creating distance between himself and his opponent by staying 2 steps ahead.
Oh, we're easily. Come on, bad motherfucker. I'm the best nigga in boxing, okay? You don't even know.
To develop speed with his hands to create multiple punch combinations, he relies on high-tempo pad work as well as explosive reaction drills. Each punch is honed into a weapon. Therefore, each series of punches will be strategically placed.
What are you doing, man? Put it on him, man. Oh. Solid body shots, yep. Touch that body, touch that body. Good defense. Good defense.
We're getting closer each day to the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez fight. With each passing day, excitement is building and more questions arise surrounding this matchup. Will Shakur's elite defense, timing, and overall ring IQ prove strong enough to neutralize Teofimo's explosive power, speed, and chaos? Is Shakur really ready to make an impact at a 140 lbs, or is Teofimo ready to remind the boxing world why he is one of the most dangerous fighters to watch? What is your prediction for this matchup? Who wins? How do they finish it? And does it go to the judges? If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications bell to keep up with all of the fight news, analysis, and predictions going forward. Thank you for watching.